Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And if you've been watching recently, you know that I've been going pretty heavy on the transhumanism. Why is that? Because right now, in front of our eyes, the gap is being bridged from the beginnings of an automation nation here at home and then really abroad, and a universal basic income to placate the slave class that are allowed to take up space here on the planet Earth that the Davos crowd loves so much, by the way. They love you so much. And even in, the headlines of the story we're going to show you about Spot, the DARPA robot that we've been talking about for some times, they're like, it'll clean up your laundry. It'll pick it right up for you. What that's doing is, again, placating to the lowest common denominator, okay? The laziness of society. Because, look, the rich, they don't want to pick up their laundry. They've got maids. They've got servants. They want to make it sound like to you, don't worry, you'll be able to be lazy too. It's just going to be robots. But at the same time, this psychologically degrades human beings whether they realize it or not. Hence this transgender agenda that isn't really a transgender agenda. To me, it is a transhumanist agenda where they're telling you you can be whatever you want. Reach for the stars. Human beings are gross. Be non-binary or whatever. Be a bamboozle wap. Identify as whatever you want. Because in the future, human beings are either going to accept this transhumanism or, who knows, there's a lot of no and tech censorship and authoritarianism going around right now. Go watch my video about what's going on in D.C. and how we've never had a military outpouring in the streets of the Capitol ever in our history. This is scary. You have to go back to Civil War times. And at the same time that the Southern Poverty Law Center, who I can't stand, is admitting the last 2 years running that there's less and less hate groups, the media is pumping up more and more fear over domestic terror and hate groups. And who better to solve that problem at the end of the day than the sheep wrangler, slave wrangler, human wrangler that we're about to get to. So before we show you this article on the next, it's got 5 new attachments, Spot does. Getting more and more commercialized. It can now power itself. Before we get to that article and then show you the parallels of it literally being a sheep herder and then literally being a human wrangler in Singapore. So thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Remember, we're fully demonetized on this platform. The Go Get funding is down below. Why? Because GoFundMe said, no more Jason Burmis. Took off my last campaign. So I'm not even going to try it with them anymore. Guys, again, if you're not subscribed, please do so. We lost a lot of subscribers during this last inauguration fiasco, outing the fantasies, telling the reality. Again, I don't placate to an audience, and I'm not perfect. And sometimes I'm a bit brashed. And who knows, maybe I can be a bit of an asshole here and there. But try and do the best I can with what I got and tell the truth about everything that's out there, man, especially this COVID 1984 automation nation, anti-human, transhumanist agenda. That's what this is. All the documentary films are free. Shade the Motion Picture, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, Fabled Enemies, and of course, Loose Change Final Cut. I want to remind everybody to remember to Rockfin. In fact, if you didn't Rockfin today, you missed an hour-long freebie. In fact, I think the last 2 days, yes, we haven't put them on YouTube. We're not putting that on YouTube. So go make the free account, at least if you want to support me and get the premium membership. It's like a Netflix for creators. And I couldn't thank you enough for doing that because we need alternative platforms because guys like Graham Elwood are now fully demonetized on YouTube. Okay? So they're coming for all of us. This is about censorship. This is about bringing in the robots. And once the robots are the police, right? After they defund the police, there is no empathy. There are no orders other than the programming that's put into that bot. But you don't think it can happen here. Thank you to Odyssey for backing it all up, and let's get to it. Boston Dynamics unveil new self-charging version of its Spot, the DARPA robot. Isn't that great? It's going to self-charge, baby. Oh, it's awesome. It's good times McGrady, let me tell you. But don't worry, it can skip a rope and even pick up dirty laundry. First of all, it's trying to appeal to your childlike wonderment. Oh, it can skip a rope. Isn't that awesome? It's great. And it's going to pick up your dirty laundry. Be lazier. You know? They're $75,000 now, but don't worry. Don't worry. Those will come down in price. And if you thought that I was joking about the fact that these things are literally sheep herders, no, they're literally sheep herders. Let's go to the very bottom, because I think that this is probably the most telling video of them all. Turn that off. I don't need the funky music. No thanks. But yeah, as you can see, hey, here comes Spot. He's checking things out. He's doing things. Come on, let's get to the good stuff, right? This is what we want. He's on the farm. Oh, he's just like a dog. He's just like a dog, right? He's like a pet. It couldn't get any better than this. We love him just like he was real. What happened to the sheep? Did I skip past the sheep? Well, you saw it in the very beginning in the thumbnail. Now what I want to do is I want to show you that in Singapore, okay, where it is not 6 feet, it's 3 feet. See, you can be 3 feet next to a person because the virus in Singapore is being regulated by robots. That's why. You get it? And you think I'm kidding? So from wrangling sheep to telling people to social distance in parks.
There's a slope up there, so we can take a slope.
If I ask the video analytics for people counting,
We identify 5 people. Okay.
Awesome.
so what it does is
Just
before
great.
we start counting and aggregating,
And remember, the more and more attachments they put on there, oh, don't worry at first. It'll just be like a stun attachment or a net attachment right on the head. What happens when it's using lethal force? I'll just kick that right over, Jason. They're not going to take away my guns. I'll blow that thing out of the water. I'm sure you'll do well against an army of this thing with automatic weapons mounted to it. I'm sure we all will. So, you know, human wrangler making sure that you social distance, that you stay away from other human
Let's keep
beings.
Singapore healthy. For your own safety and for those around you, please stand at least 1 meter apart.
Just 1 meter, though. You see what I'm saying? Just stand 1 meter apart. And that'll do it. Guys, we're here. This is the brave new world that so many have been warning us about. While they drug us up and feed us propaganda and tell us we need to be locked down and shut down businesses, eviscerate the middle class, tell you humans are bad, tell you humans are bad, start talking about biodiversity, and that COVID-19 is very much like climate change. So why wouldn't they use lockdowns? Why wouldn't they use automation and robots and a universal basic income nightmare to push their transhumanist agenda of medical, martial law, and total tyranny as they militarize the Capitol? I wish that this was all, just me talking in hypotheticals. But did the thing that you guys just saw right there look hypothetical to you? It didn't look hypothetical to me. Spot's not a hypothetical thing. They've got that robot and other robots dancing to pop songs, humanizing them, while you can't see another person's face, where your very life is regulated, where you're fear-mongered to 24/7, 365. Just pointing it out. Guys, I won't bore you with the promos. You saw them in the beginning. This is a very short video for Jason Burmis. I do want to remind everybody, however, there's an hour-long video right now exclusively at Rockfin. Make sure you make the free account. We usually do it 11 a.m. Eastern live, Monday through Friday. But I had an hour-long interview lined up, and I thought that that would make a great exclusive because most of my audience won't see it anywhere else. So, again, guys, thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip side.